I decided to take the spare tire carrier and spare tire down in order to reduce the weight of the body when I lift it. Or actually, I'm going to drop the chassis out from underneath the body, but that's a later thing. What I find, these mufflers are probably going to prevent that from dropping down. So I'm not sure whether I should just go and take the mufflers off right now. And then if I do take them off now, how should I do it? Should I plan on not using them again, putting a new exhaust system on? Or should I just try and salvage them? These are not the original mufflers that even were on the car when I got it. They were on my 74 and these went bad. I had taken these off of my 74. They were the right diameter and I put them on this car. So I don't see any way that that spare tire carrier is coming down without dropping those. So hopefully when I put that on, I didn't crush that pipe there too much with those clamps, and I'll be able to just bang it off of there. If not, I might end up just taking a Sawzall to it and cutting the pipe and getting it down. So first thing I guess I'm going to try is taking that clamp off and whacking it with a rubber mallet. I believe those are 9/16 nuts on those clamps. So that's what I'm going to attack it with. Okay, those were new enough, they came off easily. Doesn't look like I smashed it too much, but I can't move it because everything's really tight in here. I'm going to give it as many opportunities for it to come off as I can. So I'll loosen this clamp. Tight. I should use the wrench with more leverage. Okay, so one of those is loosened. I'll loosen the other one. What I'm going to show you here is the other clamp that's on it. It looks like it's a 1/2 inch. So these I don't care if I break. I'm going to break out the impact wrench and get those off quickly. Okay, let's get those off of there. So that gives me some play already in the muffler. So if I just do that, there's plenty of room to get the spare tire at. So maybe I'll just do that on the other side and proceed to the spare tire like I was going to. This muffler's wiggling back there a little bit already, so I'm going to go take that clamp off, see if I can just pull it out and get it out of my way permanently, because that would be easier in the long run. And while I'm at it, I'm going to do the clamps on the other side. Oh, that's interesting. No wonder I couldn't get it off with a wrench. It sheared itself off with the impact gun. So that's out of the way of the spare tire carrier. I can get that down with that just there. And I'm going to try to do the same thing on the other side, although the reason this one's moving more than the left side, the right side's moving more than the left, is if you recall, I took the pipe off at the header in order to get the transmission pan off. So that's giving me more play on the right side than on the left. So I will either go loosen that at the header so that I get more play on the left side, or just decide that, you know, I can move it far enough just by loosening these couple clamps and twisting the muffler, which I was able to do on the right side. So if I can do it on the left, I can just generate enough room. Maybe it wasn't the muffler, maybe it was the whole thing that twisted. I thought it was the muffler. At any rate, I'll be able to get that done. So I never read the owner's manual on how to take this spare tire off, but it looks like there's a spot here to put a jack under, and I suspect that's how you raise and lower the tire if you need to change a tire while you're out on the road. There's no jack came with this car, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bridge jack and raise it up to support this while I undo the bolt, and then I can lower the bridge jack. there. I've got it supported with the bridge jack. Now I think I'm going to need a 3/4 inch socket to get that bolt right there off. That's what holds it up. So it is a 3/4 socket. Normally once you get to that size of a head on a socket, the bolt is pretty sturdy and it will take the abuse of an impact wrench, but I could end up breaking this. And it's as you can see, there's a, at least I think you can see, I better check that. There's a slot here that you just raise it enough to get it in there. Tighten it up a bit and you're good to go. I'm going to go under and lower the bridge jack. And I should be able to get that spare tire out. Something is holding that up a little bit. The muffler apparently was holding it. Should be able to come all the way down now. Okay. So what kind of tires on here? I don't know that I'd want to be out in the highway somewhere trying to, well, I see what happened here. It's hitting on the two extensions for the jack. I'm gonna have to pull those out and it'll let it drop down a little bit more. The jack extensions are out of the way. Should be able to lower it the rest of the way down, or at least as far as it will go. As far as it's going to go with the jack underneath there. That looks like just give me enough room. Oh, white wall tire, steel belted. Rim looks like it's in real good condition. And the next thing will be to get this side. That is a little more complicated. It's held up by a couple bolts in the back. see them right there. Unfortunately, I believe they are held on by a bolt that's through that frame, or nut rather, that's through that frame. And I don't think it's welded on, so that may be a problem in trying to get those out of there. So it's getting close to the time I wanted to quit working today anyway, but here's what I've determined. It's going to be a lot easier for me to get up under this bumper, to get those bumper retainers off, if I can get rid of the mufflers and if I can get rid of the tire carrier. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get rid of the tire carrier or not, because those bolts are way up in there, difficult to get to. If they require a wrench on the backside, I'm not sure how I'm going to get it in there. So I may or may not be able to get that off before I get the body off. But at any rate, if I can get it off, it would make it much easier to get to the bolts on the, or the nuts on the backside of that bumper. As I was kind of cleaning up a little bit of the stuff, I found something interesting. These are from the muffler clamps that I took off and they broke, and I was like really wondering why they broke. They might be aluminum because magnet doesn't pick them up. It's how I usually pick up small stuff that I dropped, and a magnet wouldn't pick them up. It feels a little heavy for aluminum, so I suppose it could be stainless, but regardless, that nut was seized on there and there was no way it was coming off. So I am going to bring a Sawzall the next time I come down to the shop. It's up in my garage. And I'm going to cut those exhaust pipes and mufflers off. Then possibly I can get to the bolts that hold the spare tire carrier. Maybe I can get those off and get that out of the way, which will make it a lot easier to get the rear bumper out of the way, or off. So that's it for today.